Hey, I'm NichBoy and welcome to the Nugget for Thursday, the 16th Nugget. Today on the show, news, and then I wrap up E3 with my good friends Rad Monkey and Toby G Unit Venus. You ready for this, Tobes?
G Unit.
I've changed my mind.
No.
John, shut up, we're trying to film. Guys, what are we doing here? I've told you countless times over and over and over again, there is a new Pocket YouTube channel. youtube.com/GGPocket. I'm shaving 6 minutes of today's episode, and by the end of the week, Good Game will not host Pocket on this channel anymore. And technically, that's not really shaving off some of the episode, that's kind of cleaving the episode in half. Regardless, youtube.com/GGPocket. All right, Microsoft are slowly turning the Xbox One into a weird-looking PC with the revelation that mice and keyboards are coming to the console. According to the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, the ability to use a mouse and keyboard on the console is coming over the next year or so and will make Xbox Play Anywhere more attractive to developers, particularly for titles that are designed around the PC control scheme like MOBAs or RTSs. Does that mean there's gonna be Dota on my Xbox? Because if that's the case, I can just throw my PC out right now. Except for this next bit of news. According to Microsoft Studios general manager Shannon Loftus, the all-powerful Scorpio is actually unlikely to have improved frame rates over the Xbox One, whose games currently run under 60 frames per second. Additionally, multiplayer PC games with Play Anywhere enabled will also be capped at this frame rate. All of this is due to competitive reasons to keep the playing field level. The Scorpio does run true 4K gaming though, which Loftus clarified, saying that games are being developed in 4K or higher and then downscaled to run on less powerful consoles. Shit, I probably shouldn't have thrown out the PC. Confirming this news was old mate Phil Spencer, stating in a Eurogamer interview that if you don't own a 4K television, the console, quote, won't do anything for you. Spencer went on to say that Scorpio is for the 4K gamer, and that's what we designed it for. This is all super confusing. I understand that you want to put out this new console, but you've kind of also explained that in the trailer, this was the console that we all wanted to make. The future of gaming, the true high-end gamer. But then you go, it's really only for 4K. Is that what all the teraflops are for? Just 4K? If I don't own a 4K television, I don't need the Scorpio? That's the only reason is 4K gaming? You have to work on your messaging. Stop Todd Howard getting all excited in your trailers about just 4K. Moving on now to Battleborn news. Do you want to spend more money on the game? Well, boy howdy has Gearbox got some stuff for you to buy. Starting today, Battleborn will now have a currency called Platinum, which can be traded in for skins and other cosmetic items that don't affect gameplay. It's kind of like in Overwatch, except Overwatch has loot boxes and better gameplay. Next up, and Ninty are still slinging games at you. An RPG named Ever Oasis was announced for the 3DS during the company's Day 2 Treehouse livestream. The game has you managing an oasis village while looking for upgrades by dungeon crawling and puzzle solving in a similar fashion to the Legend of Zelda series. That sounds like the most Nintendo-ass Nintendo game ever. They also announced Mario Party Star Rush for 3DS, which finally does away with turns and allows up to 4 players to take their turns at the same time. You can get your party on in November. And they even gave us a few new gold nuggets about the free-to-play AR game Pokemon Go, which is releasing for iOS and Android in late July. Gotta nug 'em all, Pokemon Go. A wearable device named the Pokemon Go Plus will allow players to find and catch Pokemon in-game without having to take out their phones. The wearable device will cost $34.99 American dollars, and there's likely to be some connectivity between the app and the upcoming main games, Sun and Moon. And staying with announcements, upcoming Ocean Explorer game Abzu now has a release date. Developed by Giant Squid and headed by Journey's art director Matt Nava, the Ethereal Explorer is set to be released on the 2nd of August on PS4 and PC. You know how I say I want more boat games? What I really want is more underwater games. Just, I want to start in a boat and then dive off or it sinks or whatever, get me underwater. That's the real space. And finally, to celebrate their own 30th birthday, Ubisoft are giving Uplay users a free PC game a month for the rest of the year. This month, we're treated to 2003's Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, which was a fun little action title back in the day. Happy birthday, Ubisoft. We got a prezi for you too. It's Thing of the Day. Ah! Let's take a look. Thing of the day. Reckless. Disguised Toast, a well-known member of the Hearthstone community, has taken the next logical step for the game. Using Tabletop Simulator, Toast was able to recreate the Hearthstone experience through virtual reality. While the project is quite bare bones at the moment, Toast has stated that he will continue to work on it over the next few months. Just what I've always wanted. Hearthstone injected straight into my eyeballs. Let's take a look. Thing of the day. Reckless. I'm joined now by Rad Monkey and TobyGV G-Unit Venus to discuss E3, hands down. Guys, what do you think of the week?
It's been a big week, hasn't it?
It has been a pretty good week.
Yeah. Lots of announcements, quite a lot of new IP, which
Yep.
is exciting.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd see maybe that much new IP.
Right, I was almost the opposite, where I felt like I was excited for even more, where I felt like a lot of the things that we saw were things that we knew were coming, or at least suspected. There weren't too many that were radically like, oh, I had no idea this existed.
Radically.
A lot of stuff to get excited about for over the next year.
Yep.
Normally we have things that might be coming out in 2 or 3 years. This time we
Yeah.
got stuff. It's all coming out this year or the start of next year, which is amazing.
Unless you're the EA press conference, in which case it's, look at all these people working on video games that
yeah.
are coming out in sort of 2025.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
kind of what I mean, like we're actually getting stuff, whereas I feel like a lot of E3s, it's like, you know, you see Last Guardian or Cuphead and then you see that for 2 or 3 years after that, whereas this one I feel like, hey, look at all the games that we actually have for you, so.
Yeah, I think that they did a really good job with that. And also, I think just production value-wise, in terms of how the whole week has run, I think it's been going really well. I
Yeah.
think the press conferences were all, solid and good. There wasn't anything sort of weird and just sort of terrible going on, which makes for a nice
Yeah.
I feel,
Ooh.
I feel like this year was the easiest to actually watch all the streams and
Yeah.
press conferences
Yeah.
as well.
Okay, so we're now gonna just break it down to a few, opinions we had about the games that we saw. We're gonna start with what tickled your nugs. So Toby, you go first. What did you see this week that you're excited about?
I really liked seeing The Legend of Zelda yesterday. I think Nintendo made a really good call not doing a Nintendo Direct because last year's felt absolutely empty because they had like 3 or 4 games that were there to get excited about. Legend of Zelda looks amazing. There's lots of color. It looks more like a Skyrim sort of game rather than your typical Legend of Zelda, which I'm excited to see.
And so Zelda, was there anything else that's got you hyped?
The game that they showed at the end of the Sony press conference tickled my nugs.
Days Gone?
Yep. We saw the trailer at the start of the press conference and we were like, what's this? It's just a bike riding game. And then they showed us an extended gameplay and just a huge amount of zombies that all seemed to be individually rendered, just chasing after you. That looked really exciting. It looked very Last of Us, but I'm thinking it's going to be able to stand on its own.
I heard a rumor that they originally were going to announce Red Dead Redemption sequel.
Dear God.
And then because of Orlando, they actually dropped it from the press conference. It's something to do with the content or maybe just even the name or whatever. And so at the end, they put in the demo for Days Gone. Bradley, what tickled your nugs?
My nugs were well and truly tickled by Detroit Become Human. I love post-humanism, so I'm really excited to delve into all the androidness. And We Happy Few, which looks really creepy, but interesting. I really enjoy things that are just like a little bit creepy, and it looks like it raises some really interesting themes, about taking the joy and all that kind of stuff. What is real, what is not, the Matrix.
I am very, very excited for We Happy Few. That's been on my radar for a while. I want more Bioshock style social
Bioshock,
looks
that's
at
what it-
games.
yeah.
It totally has that feeling. I think Detroit Becoming Human looks fantastic. I, like you, I'm a big fan of David Cage's games. I also think that trailer was so good at explaining what that kind of game is and how this game is going to work to get you excited about storytelling video games. It was so effective at communicating the gameplay.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that most trailers, a lot of the time you hide that because you're trying to make it look as cinematic as
That's
possible
true.
and you
Yeah.
don't see how the game actually plays. Just loved that.
That's
So
fair.
We Happy Few as well. I, of course, was thrilled by Crash coming back.
Yep.
So excited for that, and the wording was it's a ground-up remake for the PS4, so I'm guessing it's in the style of Ratchet and Clank. So it's not just an upscale remaster.
Yeah,
They're
right.
building everything from scratch, which
Yeah.
would be incredible. And then the last thing I was impressed by, I'm not the biggest God of War fan, and
How good did that
generally,
look?
generally it's because it's just this angry guy just killing everybody, whereas this felt like he had purpose and pathos and stakes. It was like he has no stakes in the other games. He doesn't care if he dies.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's like kid and him.
Yeah, I feel like it's the correct movement for that franchise,
Yeah.
and it still had those epic fights, which is what I loved about God of War,
Yeah.
where he's just like jumping and he's hitting the lava monster and there's lava like spurting out of its head. But then he's also a father and he's got this little kid and he's like teaching him how to hunt and stuff. Yeah.
I saw a great theory, which was the kid is actually Kratos. And that's Kratos' dad is the
Right.
father. Because there was this thing where when you taught the son something, the kid got experience, you don't get experience. And so there's a theory floating out that you play as baby Kratos and then you grow up in the game.
But why would his dad be bald and look like him?
Because they share the same genes.
No, but
You look like your dad.
you've not seen my dad.
I have. He looks exactly like you.
Just with shorter hair.
Okay, we're going to move on now to Too Damp. These are the things that we weren't necessarily impressed by. Tobes, hit us.
New Pokemon. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. Mm-hmm. It looks more of the same. I'm thinking, nah, that's enough. I need a gritty MA-rated reboot of Pokemon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're
Whoa.
saying no more Pokemon in the same style as we've had?
We need something new. Like all the Pokemon they've revealed all look exactly the same as the last 6 generations. The other thing I wasn't a particularly huge fan of was how Microsoft showed us the Xbox One S. Mm-hmm. And then following that, they just said, now here's all the reasons why you don't need one.
Stab the S in the back.
Yeah, you can play all of these games on PC now. And also, here's a new console coming out next year.
Yeah, it's they're really going to have to work on their messaging. I think that, I mean, even in today's episode, we talk about the fact that the Scorpio, unless you have a 4K television, Phil Spencer's saying don't buy it because you're not going to get anything out
You
of
don't
it.
have a 4K television?
Does anyone actually have a 4K television?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well, enjoy your Scorpio.
Moneybags Rad over here.
I think they're really going to need to focus their messaging because even now I'm still going, I don't know which one I should be buying. I don't know if I need to buy any of them. Yeah, it's
Go
going
PC.
to be interesting.
Yeah.
Just go
Just
PC,
get a PC.
get all your games there.
Yeah.
Brad, what disappointed you?
Funnily enough, it's everything that excited Toby. And I feel slightly bad, but sorry, it was shit.
Yeah.
So I thought Zelda looks shit. Nintendo aren't doing anything exciting. They just ride off the back of nostalgia. And if you don't have that nostalgia, everything that they put out
Yeah.
These
looks like
eyes.
trash.
Yeah.
He's just nodding in agreement. He's like,
He's like, I know I'm in
know.
so deep. And then also Days Gone. I thought Days Gone looked crap. Like it was just zombie hordes. It felt like the story was really confused because it's just this macho guy riding a bike being like, I love the feel of her skin and when she smells my hair when I'm riding my bike. And then he has this macho fight with his mate. When there's zombies around, like, guys, settle down. Wait until the zombies are gone, then you can talk it out, not punch each other off roofs. And the zombies were, like, way too boring. We've seen those zombies 1,000 times before. It was just kind of like unlimited bullets in your gun shooting down these zombies and...
To be fair,
It wasn't Last of Us. Last of Us was about stealth and, like, calculated movements. This was just, whee!
why did you develop Days Gone,
Why?
Toby?
Why, Toby?
I'm
To
not
be fair,
excited.
I think the Days Gone, the demo with the bullets and stuff, I think that was demo cheats.
Maybe.
But I am actually a bit with you on that one. I was excited about what Bend were going to do, and when this came out, it's like you've taken The Last of Us, which was all about relationship and character, and even though you can tell there is character in this, I mean, the amount of zombies coming out that he's just shooting, I
Yeah.
was just going, I don't want this at all.
Yeah.
And while it looks great in terms of the amount of zombies on screen, the amount of character models that are swarming in active AI and that sort of thing, I was just like, I don't care. I don't want to shoot. I don't want to just stand here shooting things the whole time. And if I need to run away and hide, I've got The Last of Us. Like, I've got that series as like that sort of stealthy thing. That then ties into the next thing I was disappointed about with. Too many zombies.
Yeah.
There are too many zombies. Stop making zombie games. There
Yeah.
was Days Gone, there was Dead Rising 4, there was State of Decay 2. I
Oh,
don't
yeah, State of
care
Decay.
about these zombie games. I mean, I'm sure people do, but
A couple more games with zombies in them, and I'm always happy to see more zombie games.
I don't know what else we can do with zombies that we haven't already done.
I love zombies. I'm so into like zombie culture in a way. But yeah, totally fatigued on it. They're not doing anything new with
Yeah.
it.
And then finally, the big one, Final Fantasy 15 demo was shit. That game is going to be shit. Oh my god, that Final Fantasy demo was so boring.
So boring.
Final Fantasy VR as well.
And
Get ready to throw up.
And all the reviews I read for that as well, people going hands-on, just going, that game was not good as well. Yeah, I am so scared for you guys who love Final Fantasy.